Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful to be here in Pune. Wonderful to begin the first of our three conversations that we are going to have on cinema. The Royal Stag, Barrel Select, Perfect Strokes, Conversations on Cinema is what we are going to be having. We have two wonderful guests who are really icons in the world of cinema. It gives me great pleasure in welcoming possibly the finest director of our generation, Rajkumar Hirani, and someone who has been a legend when it comes to writing scripts, Javed Akhtar. Please welcome Rajkumar Hirani and Javed Akhtar. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the first of our three-part special series, Conversations on Film, brought to you by Royal Stag, Barrel Select, Perfect Strokes. We're going to try and find out perfection in cinema with two very special guests here in Pune. So let's give them one big hand. This wonderful audience here at the Boat Club in Pune. And we're going to try and explore over the next hour or so what makes a perfect film. What makes a perfect film script? That's where we're going to start. And I'm going to start with you, Rajkumar Hirani. Have you made the perfect film already, and what makes a perfect film?
You know, I wish somebody could find a definition of a perfect film. Then I guess all of us would be making perfect films. I don't think you can really define what is a perfect film. You go with your gut, you go with your emotions, we go with your feelings. In fact, the moment we try and put a formula to a film, I think that's a recipe for disaster. I'll tell you a small anecdote. While I was doing Munna Bhai MBBS, my first film, the film was already halfway through the shoot, and one filmmaker, I can't name him, he landed up on the shoot. He was Sanjay Dutt's friend, and he had read my script. And he came and told me, you know, what you're doing is a disaster. Because you've taken an action hero and you've made him play this feel-good character. You're shooting half your film, more than half your film inside a hospital ward. There's no color in the film. And I've heard that you're shooting all your songs in India. So actually I really got worried. My first film, I got really worried. You know, am I doing something wrong? So, you know, what we, I think, do is we see the success of a film and we try to put it in a compartment. You try and analyze it and think, why did this film work? So post the film is released, you find formulas for it. You know, go and shoot outside India, songs become colorful. You need that. You need an item song. You need an action scene. So you put a formula, but that formula worked when it happened the first time. Second time it's not unique anymore. So I think that's a recipe for disaster. I don't think there's a perfect formula. You, within your head, you make your own. All of us do make our own formulas. But I guess time has to redefine everything.
Javed, I remember once on a flight, when I asked you this question, you said the closest you came to making a perfect script was Diwar. Isn't it true? And there's a story that you have with it. With every line, apparently you would tell the director, "ये लो और एक week picture चलेगी."
ऐसा मैंने, did I say that? Or you imagine that?
No, is it true or not?
No, maybe it is true, but the one thing for sure that I have not said it. I don't know how to make a perfect film, otherwise that is what I would have done every time. But I can give you two foolproof ways of making imperfect film. One, that you think that this is what people want. Public ko yahi acha lagta hai, and you will make a bad film. Yeah, now I am going to say something great. अभी तक तो कर लिया मैंने, अभी मुझे कोई बहुत बड़ी बात कहनी है, and you will make a bad film. Because in either ways, you are not aiming at your eye level. Either ways, you are doing something which is not a part of your conviction. You think, ये लोगों को अच्छा लगता है. Now, I want to make a great film. That is one foolproof way of making a very bad film. What is great? Anything you think which is beyond you is great. Whatever is within your range is not great. So either ways you are not, either you are shooting blindly, looking without looking up, or without looking down, without understanding. That's a way of making bad film. As far as the perfect word is a kind of a mirage. Perfection means it could not have been better.
Does a film need to be in sync with what the common man feels? How important is that? Take Three Idiots, for example. You know, there is a feeling that if you go to the IITs, you go to the top institutes of the world, there's a growing feeling that there's too much of pressure in our education system. Is it important to make the perfect film or try to achieve perfection more in context of what is the audience at that moment thinking?
See, I feel it's very difficult to judge what the audience wants. In a country like this, with literacy levels going from, 0 to 100, we really can't judge what somebody's wanting. What we can judge is what you want. I think that's one mantra I want to say, make the film only for yourself, because you also are an audience. You also living in the same time frame. You also affecting by the same socio-political issues at the same time. So if you make it for yourself, chances are, even if the film is bad, at least one person will like it. If you make it for somebody else, how do you shoot? You're sitting on the sets and say, yeah, I don't like it. But maybe that guy in Bihar will like it. So let me shoot it for him. Let me do this song for him. I think you have to do a film only for yourself.
So the character of Rancho, I mean, is it something, how do you evolve a character like that? Is that someone you knew? Is that someone
that's a very interesting story to that. So this Rancho character actually came from a true life story. In the Film Institute, in the 70s, there was a guy, there were two people from a particular state who applied for the admission and direction course. One guy got in, the other guy didn't get in. They were friends. And this one guy who got in the institute finally decided that I don't want to go there, I want to go and do engineering. So he shifted. Now this other guy didn't get in. So he said, यार ये मेरे दोस्त का admission हो गया है, मैं अगर उसका नाम रख के चला जाऊं तो मैं पढ़ सकता हूं. So he actually went on his friend's name, studied there for 3 years with a changed name, and went out and made films.
And this is FTI even?
This is FTI.
This is before Gajendra Chauhan took over.
Much before.
Not bad, yeah?
So this is actually a real story.
So there was a Rancho-like character.
A Rancho-like character. And he said, I don't need a degree, I need education. Give me. I'm unable to get in, limited seats, but...
You ever knew anyone like Gabbar Singh? You ever met someone like Gabbar Singh that you created this kind of villainous dacoit who redefined the whole world, what a Hindi film villain would look like?
Let's start from where he has left. Because here I slightly tend to disagree with Rajuji. I feel that yes, it's true that when you are, art is created in a kind of a paradox. Two totally seemingly incompatible things work together. There are two things, the passion, the feeling, the emotion, but at the same time there's a cold-blooded craft underneath it, which is very clever, where two people work together within the head of one person who is involved with the work, one who is doing things instinctively. There is one person who is very clever. He said, no, don't go that way, come this way. This will touch them more. Listen to me, come this way. So both the things happen in the head of a creative person together.
That's exactly what I was going to ask you, because that's exactly what I thought. When you see a Gabbar Singh, for example, in a film, do you somewhere think that ये Gabbar Singh का जो character है, this character of Gabbar Singh in some way will be the kind of character who will seduce the audience. The audience will come to the theatre because they will be seduced by the persona of Gabbar.
It was a kind of a discovery and thrill to me also. And I was feeling as if somebody is holding my hand and making me write these words.
Interesting for someone who had perhaps never met a dacoit before that in your life. So it was in a sense you discovering the other. He became your
there
other.
are many kind of dacoits in the society.
That is true. There are many kinds of dacoits in our society. In PK, what is fascinating, and I'm wondering when you're writing a script, you touched upon a subject which can be controversial, and for a while it proved so. There were protests, which is religion. I mean, you are entering, when you do a film on anything remotely connected with religion, you are entering, some would say dangerous, but certainly sensitive territory. Were you conscious of that while writing a script like PK? That I am entering the area of these godmen, all of whom have these large armies, all of whom will try and perhaps stop my film from being made. Does that ever enter your mind? Or were you simply looking to make a film that touched your heart?
think we strongly believed that this is something which has to be said. And it was coming from some conviction that we went fearlessly in it. And I used to, in fact, people would say कि ये कुछ गड़बड़ होगा. I said, नहीं, कुछ नहीं होगा यार. And actually for the first 10 days, nothing happened. So I said, look, nothing happened. Then I got battered completely after the 10th day.
There is the interesting dimension that perhaps both of you in some way have faced, that you've done jugalbandis when you write. You know, some of your great films was Salim Javed. You've written your films with Abhijit. So, you know, you've had these jugalbandis. How difficult is it? You know, were the two of you in some kind of a marriage, you and Salim Javed? Or, you know, when you're writing a script together in a room,
Yeah.
is there a lot of creative tension?
No, two kind of people should never work together. One who are totally similar, because there is no point in working with the other person. If both of you are exactly the same, then one is enough. Other two who have nothing in common, who are totally dissimilar, but then you won't be able to function together. So the basic value system, the basic morality I'm saying in a broader sense, has to be common, but they should be different, because only if they are different they'll be able to contribute something which the other person cannot.
Tell us what it took to plot that scene where you have Shashi Kapoor and Amitabh Bachchan confronting each other, and the final sort of line is Shashi turning to Amitabh and saying, "Mere paas maa hai."
We started the scene to come up to this point. So it was going back, and then the whole dialogue led the conversation up to this punchline. But the punchline was there before the scene was written.
Your perfect cinematic moment. I know you're saying perfect film not possible, but it's possible perhaps that a moment in a film that maybe you've seen or you've actually directed yourselves or scripted yourself, that you say is as close to perfection as they come, as close to a perfect stroke. You know, I've asked this of Sachin Tendulkar, and like you, Sachin says there is nothing like a perfect cricket stroke. But there are times, he said, where he thought he had come as close to perfection in the art of batsmanship. Has there been a perfect cinema moment that you've seen, either yours or someone else's?
Distinctly remember that scene from Anand, where in the end, when Rajesh Khanna is dying and that tape recorder plays and his voice comes in, and the way they had planted that poem much earlier, and the way it comes, it completely chokes you. And but there'll be many scenes. It's like I really
Okay.
In Devdas, directed by Bimal Roy and performed by Dilip Sahab, the whole train journey was unbelievable. The way Bimal Da had shot it, the way Dilip Sahab performed it, and whatever little lines were written by Rajan Singh Bedi, it was unbelievable.
Give them a big hand and then we'll open this up to the audience. This is wonderful.
This question is for all the three of you actually. Rajdeep, you're very much part of this. All the three of you have the power for making a social change. And Rajdeep, hats off to you. I think it's very responsible journalism on your channel. And you perhaps, I think there is a lot written about that. But I want to just ask all three of you, when you are conducting a program, making a movie, writing dialogues, how important do you see of taking on the responsibility of a social change?
I would not like to believe that this is I'm doing it because this is my responsibility. I will do it because I'll feel that this is my privilege. It's not my responsibility, it is my right. You see, am I trying to be condescending towards my reader or listener or audience? That will not work. मुझे इन लोगों को ये बताना चाहिए. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. जो चीज आप genuinely खुद फील करते हैं, बिलीव करते हैं और आप शेयर करना चाहते हैं, आप वो कहिए.
There was some angst against the education system I had that came out in some way. We wanted to say that, you know, the way education is happening now, it's not right. Chase excellence and success will come. We are chasing success. We are trying to become, you know, we are choosing professions which will give us more money. That's not the way. Chase what gives you joy. You will automatically be successful because that's your passion. So we have said that in our own way, but the idea is not that we go out and just preach. It'll become a very boring world if every filmmaker starts doing that.
It's for Mr. Hirani. I would like to talk to you about the movie PK you made, right? with Mr. Amir Khan is saying about it's talking about intolerance and all whatever, right? So, did you talk about this issue with Mr. Amir Khan?
I'm not trying to defend myself, but let me talk about PK. I'm saying you should see what was the film trying to say. The larger thing the film was trying to say, here's an alien who lands here. Why we chose an alien? The reason we chose an alien because we didn't want to give our protagonist a caste, a community, saying that he's either a Hindu, Muslim or a Christian. We didn't want to question somebody else's belief. So he's like a child who comes on this planet who has no religion. And he's in his journey trying to figure out, what is this? Are we different? Why every religion is saying something different? Why are there contradictions to religions? It's like a child, एक बच्चा पैदा होता है, उसका कोई religion नहीं होता. वो जिस घर में पैदा हुआ, हिंदू घर में पैदा हुआ, उसको उठा के आप क्रिश्चियन परिवार को दे दो, खड़ा बड़ा होगा, उसको लगेगा मैं क्रिश्चियन हूँ, वो संडे को मास करने जाएगा. हिंदू धर्म वाला लक्ष्मी पूजन पे, दिवाली पे करेगा. तो वो तो ब्लैंक स्टेट के साथ पैदा होता है. उसके बाद we as human beings fill it in his head. You are like this, you are like this, like this. So with his innocence, he was trying to probe. And what he learns in the end of the film, by the end of the film, he learns, he says, if you remember his last speech, he says, मेरे ये समझ में आया है कि यहाँ पे हम सब कहते हैं कि एक भगवान है. एक भगवान नहीं है, दो भगवान है. एक वो जिसने हमको बनाया, मगर जिसके बारे में हमें कुछ नहीं पता. और एक वो जिसको हमने बनाया, और वो बिल्कुल हमारे जैसा है, छोटा. उसे जलन होती है, उसकी तारीफ ना हो, उसे पैसे की इच्छा है. और हम एज ह्यूमन बीइंग्स अपने भगवान को डिफेंड करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. वो भगवान हमसे बहुत बड़ा है. Who has given us the power to believe that we can defend our gods? He can defend himself. उसको हमारी जरूरत नहीं है डिफेंड करने के लिए. तो वो अपने आप को डिफेंड कर सकता है. और हम कह रहे हैं कि हर धर्म कहता है कि मेरा भगवान बेस्ट है. सारी लड़ाई इसी की है. When we are trying to say no, my God is the best. So we as human beings are fine. That was the crux of the film. But I think it's somewhere misunderstood. We saying कि नहीं, इन्होंने हिंदू भगवान का मजाक उड़ाया. नहीं, वो फिल्म मैंने हिंदुस्तान में बनाई है. अगर ये फिल्म अमेरिका में बने, कोई रीमेक करे उसका, तो वहां obviously church will become prominent.
You didn't answer the Amir Khan question.
I'm coming to that. I'll answer that also.
मैं इस बारे में कुछ कहना चाहूंगा. जरूर आप बोलिएगा. मेरे एक बात आपको बताऊं, मैं कहां से शुरू हो रहा हूं, पहले आप सुन लीजिए. आई एम एन एथिस्ट, और ये मैं छुप के नहीं हूं. मैं टीवी पे भी बोलता हूं, अपने इंटरव्यू में बोलता हूं, मैंने लिखा भी है. मेरा कोई रिलीजियस बिलीफ नहीं है. नॉट एट ऑल. आई डोंट बिलीव इन द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ गॉड. I don't believe any voice comes from anywhere, because there is nowhere, nobody. That is what I believe. उसके बारे में यहाँ से ख़त्म करके बात शुरू करता हूँ, तो आप उसे सही पर्सपेक्टिव में समझेंगे. आपने एक बात कही, कनाडा से आप आए हैं. इस मामले में मैंने नोट किया है कि जो NRI ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव होते हैं कि हिंदू भगवानों की मौखरी की गई. मुझे नहीं लगता ये. मुझे लगता है कि जो लोग रिलीजन का धंधा करते हैं उनकी मौकरी की गई. एक दूसरे कि मैंने अभी रिसेंटली एक इंटरव्यू में बात कही थी, और यह बात मैंने बहुत दुख के साथ कही थी, कि शोले में एक सीन था कि जहां धर्मेंद्र जो है जाके शिव जी की मूर्ति के पीछे छुप जाता है, और हेमा मालिनी आती है, तो धर्मेंद्र पीछे से कहता है चलो हम तुम पे, और वो समझती है शिव जी बोल रहे हैं, और वो हाथ जोड़ती है, करती है. आज अगर पिक्चर बने तो शायद मैं वो सीन नहीं लिखूंगा, because it will create problem. 1975 में इसका प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ था. और ये इतनी कीमती चीज है जो उसे आप हाथ से मत जाने दीजिए. What is so beautiful about Hindu community and Hindu culture, Hindu tradition, वो ये है कि वो इजाजत देता है कि कुछ भी कहो और कुछ भी सुनो और कुछ भी मानो.
Raju, you wanted to say something on Amir?
I knew Rajiv will get back to it. See, about Amir, I would like to say, I saw that interview. And it's not that Amir went onto a platform, he called a press conference and said, I felt like this. If you clearly understand that, in many things, many questions he was asked, this was one of the questions about intolerance. And he said, I go home, sometimes my wife says this, and I feel very distressed. He's saying, I feel troubled about it. He's never said that I want to leave the country and go. मगर हमने उसका क्या कर दिया? ये, I think, why are we just hitting at people? I don't understand. We've gone out and said, इसको भेज दो पाकिस्तान. Somebody said कि उसको मारो तो हम आपको लाख रुपया देंगे. किधर क्या हमारा टॉलरेंस? I think we need to be tolerant. We need to just ignore that. It's one of thing. हम घर में कितने लोग बातें करते हैं? So many things we talk in our house. पर उसको अच्छा कोई दूसरी बात हो, खराब बात हो तो उसको लेंगे नहीं. भैया कोई पोल्यूशन की बात कर रहा है, गड्ढों की बात कर रहा है, उसको नहीं, उसके सारे लग उतनी वेहमेंस के साथ अगर लोग लग जाएं कि यार पॉल्यूशन है उसको खत्म करो, वो नहीं कोई बात करेगा. इस आदमी ने कैसे बोला? आप उस आदमी का कैरेक्टर देखिए, उसने क्या किया है, किस किस्म के प्रोग्राम्स कर रहा है और सत्यमेव जयते कर रहा है. मैं हर दिवाली उसके घर जाता हूं. दिवाली होती है, आई नो आई हैव टू गो टू आमिर्स हाउस. इट हैज नॉट इवन क्रॉस्ड माय माइंड दैट ओह आमिर इज अ मुस्लिम. आई थिंक बाय सेइंग दैट ही बिलोंग्स टू अनदर कम्युनिटी, द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम वी आर क्रिएटिंग इज वी आर क्रिएटिंग अ डिवाइड. ये जो थॉट आता ही नहीं माइंड में, वो डिवाइड आ रहा है. हम कौन है? हम एक ही जैसे इंसान.
और कमाल क्या है, जरा देखिए कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन. क्या कह रहा है ये कि टॉलरेंस नहीं बचा है, हम इसकी ऐसी की तैसी कर देंगे. अरे तो तुम तो प्रूव कर रहे हो उसे राइट. यही तो कह रहा है वो. फैक्ट ये है कि मैं समझता हूं कि इस मामले में दो एक्सट्रीम स्टैंड ले लिए गए हैं. दोनों एक्सट्रीम स्टैंड गलत हैं. एक ये कहना कि हमारी सोसाइटी में इंटॉलरेंस बहुत बढ़ गया है, ये एग्जैजरेटेड है. एक ये कहना इंटॉलरेंस तो कोई है ही नहीं, वो भी गलत है. फैक्ट ये है कि ये सोसाइटी बाय एंड लार्ज टॉलरेंट है, लेकिन इस सोसाइटी में सर्टन एलिमेंट्स, सर्टन ग्रुप्स ऐसे परमानेंट हो रहे हैं और हिम्मत उनकी बढ़ रही है जो इंटॉलरेंट है. शर्म की बात है, शर्म की बात है कि ढाबोलकर और पंसारे और कालबुर्गी जैसे लोगों को गोली मार दी गई. शर्म की, ये तो काम तालिबान का है यार, उन्हें करने दो. ये काम आप भी करने लगेंगे तो फिर बचेगा क्या?
I think that's a good way to end this evening. Sometimes, as you rightly say, it's time to stay silent. I think that time has come. Ladies and gentlemen, please give one final big hand to Javed Akhtar and Raju Irani. And thank you all very much for joining us on Royal Stag Battle Select Perfect Strokes. Thank you very much.